everyone, Helen here. Welcome to my mousiemakes podcast. It's lovely to have you here. I think it is going to be a little bit of a shorter one than usual because there is so much that I can't show you at the moment. It seems a bit silly, doesn't it? But you will get to see all the things I'm busy with, but I can't show you them yet. Some of them because they're Christmas presents for people who may well be watching, so I can't give away the secrets. And some of them because, as you may remember me mentioning one or two times before, I'm busy preparing a vlogmas, a kind of vlogmas, which I'm going to tell you more about in a little bit more detail in another podcast. But although if you've seen last year's vlogmas podcast that I did, you'll get the general idea, although it's not going to be exactly the same. So really not much to share with you today. So, but I've got one new project that I started, and I also thought I would continue with a bit more of the sort of art journal, I don't know if you can call it that I started and that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. Made a little bit more progress on that. I enjoyed it so much that I decided I wanted to do a bit more rather than just set it aside. And then I'm not going to show you my Yuletide blanket because it hasn't made much progress since I last showed it to you a couple of weeks ago, but I have just got about 4 rounds to go of the blanket, of the square blanket, and then there's the border to do. So it might get done before Christmas, it depends. I'm not working on it very much at all, just and it takes a long time now to get all the way round the edge of the blanket. So that's my Yuletide blanket. Just before I go on though, thank you for all the comments from last week's podcast where I was giving you a bit of food for thought about good days and bad days, and there was lots of lovely interaction after that podcast, and a few tips that other people were giving to me or for anybody who read the comments. And I'm actually going to start one of the things that I think it was Teresa suggested, so thank you Teresa, that she does, which is just to write down, and that probably lots of other people do as well, but it was Teresa who mentioned that she writes down at the end of each day just certain little moments of joy, something about the weather and the sky or little things in nature that she's spotted. And so thank you for sort of prompting me on that, Teresa. That was lovely. And I've decided from my collection of notebooks, which is quite large, I've got this special one which I've been saving for something special. So this is going to be my Little Moments of Joy notebook, and I'm going to keep that with my diary that I write in every night. And such a lovely notebook. My daughter gave me this ages ago and I was saving it for something special, so I think this is the something special. Hopefully I'm showing you some photos of this notebook. It's got such gorgeous pictures in it, but plenty of space for writing too. So I'll let you know how I get on with that as well, but I'm looking forward to doing that. So the only new project that I can share with you today is a new little bear. Now, I don't really need to start just a random project like that at the moment, but I saw on Instagram, Instagram is a terrible influence on me, that the designer of a little bear that I've already made, which is this one here, the pattern is called Tsutsu bear, which I'll put on the screen for you to see. Mine is called Benedict. Yeah, so this is Benedict. And I saw that the designer Cynthia Valet was doing a knit along for this Tsutsu bear pattern during November. So I thought I would join in with that. It doesn't take much to set me off on a new project. So I have started a new Tsutsu bear in a nice light brown. And I've done, as you can hopefully see, I've done head. You start with the nose and work through the head, and the ears are integral, and I've done the arms and just part of the body there, but already the little bear has got character, and I just love this pattern. I love it that there's no sewing up to do, only a bit of grafting. And yes, it's oh yeah, just so satisfying to knit. If you haven't tried one of Cynthia Vallet's patterns and you like making toys and you don't mind a bit of fiddliness, because it is a bit of fiddly, then I really, really do recommend that. I have also made the mouse and anything else? No, not yet. I've got the pattern for something else. Oh yes, oh yeah, I have. I've made the turtle as well in recent times. Anyway, so I'm making that little bear. It's not for anybody in particular. It'll probably end up just living here with Benedict the bear. I won't be able to part with it because it's so lovely. Yes, so right, so oh, and the other thing I think I can just say, nothing to show you, is that I so enjoyed the mystery gnome knit along that was run by Sarah Shearer of Imagined Landscapes. When was that? That's not long finished. In September, October. Yeah, October it was, yes. Dear me. That I'm going to join in with our next one, which is Christmas one, and it starts on the 1st of December, and it sounds like it should be even more fun than the one that I've just done, because there's going to be a little clue as to the next bit of the pattern every day. And so if you want to find out more, you can just search for Sarah Shearer or Imagined Landscapes, and you can find out, I think on her website you'll be able to find that out if you're not on Instagram. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. So yeah, so I think now I'm going to show you how I've been getting on with my art journal type of thing. Not really sure if it's an art journal, is it? Well, it's paper collage, I suppose that's art. Here, this plain brown sort of scrapbook that I showed you a couple of weeks ago that I made a start on, because I decided I wanted somewhere, so just in case you didn't see that, I decided I wanted somewhere to put some of those lovely quotes that I like, or poems that I like, into a book, so that I don't always have to just reach for, you know, my phone or iPad or something, but that I've got a nice book to look in. So, and after enjoying it so much a couple of weeks ago, I've looked at it a few times already, and I thought, no, I really, really need to put a nice front cover. So I've been working on the front cover this week, and I've done 3 more pages inside. So I'm going to show you now. So first of all, the front cover. Well, before I actually show you the front cover, I decided to have a look for some more kind of scrapbook papers, I suppose, decorative papers on Etsy, and I hadn't realised before, I don't know why, that you could actually buy digital downloads of all sorts of beautiful papers. So yeah, I couldn't resist the temptation of buying a few because they were so lovely. And so I printed out a few. I also found somewhere that was selling what I thought was a sheet of quotes, actual quotes. And I hadn't quite appreciated that mostly they weren't. They were just little snippets of sentences that you could put together to make maybe your own kind of poems, I suppose. So that wasn't quite what I was expecting. Never mind, I have still, as you'll see, used them. So anyway, I made a start on the front of my journal and printed out what the title of it and my name there, and then just had a lovely time cutting and arranging some of the things that I wanted at the front. I decided I didn't want too many things. I didn't want it to be too busy, but I chose to have a few of the some little bits of the music there, and the some words, sort of vintage look words, and then carrying on using some of the things that I've torn out of magazines over several years. Yeah, and I am really quite pleased with how the front of the journal looks now. And to finish it off, because I thought, well, it's going to be on and off my shelf, hopefully I'll keep looking at it, I decided to put some sticky back plastic over the front just to protect that, so it wouldn't sort of, so the bits at the edges of the papers wouldn't start curling or getting rubbed. So yes, so I did that. So I'm really, really happy with that. And I decided I'd left the front page of the book free when I started it a couple of weeks ago, and I decided to put a favourite poem of mine on the front page, which really, really appeals to me. It says a lot to me. And so again, I put on, first of all, I wanted a beautiful picture that I took out of a magazine of the sun shining down through the trees onto the path. It could almost be the place where I most of the time go walking. It isn't, but it's lovely. And then just a few of the bits and bobs I've put on there. So I'll read you that poem in a minute, but let's just go on. And then, so then I decided to have a go at something that I'd seen in the book that I showed you a couple of weeks ago called Journal Sparks. And yeah, so it was one of the ideas in there, and which involved me cutting strips of different papers, so I used my little guillotine for that, cut them all up, set them out. I wasn't entirely happy with the colour choices. I wanted kind of a bit random colours, not a colour theme, but I'm not sure. Although looking at it, a couple of days later, it looks all right. And then I decided, and then that was when I discovered that the sheet of words that I'd bought were not actual quotes. So I spent ages shuffling those about, cutting them up, shuffling them about, so they made some kind of coherent sense. And so yeah, so that's another page. It's just a different style of pages, and I think that's really what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to try all kinds of different things. And then I did one more page with another lovely couple of pictures that I've saved for absolutely ages and ages from magazines, and finally I'm using it. So lovely book, a picture of the open book, and picture of sort of benches and table out in the sunny summery garden, and then just stuck some more of those quotes that I'd downloaded and printed out into there. So yeah, so I am very happy with how this is going, and it's already bringing me a lot of joy. If you've watched even a small number of my podcasts, you'll know how much I love inspirational quotes and poetry and things like that. So it's really nice to have a special place to keep that. So I'm going to finish off today just by reading you the poem that I stuck into the front of that journal, and then I think I'll show you a few little autumnal pictures and perhaps put some of my favourite words there with a bit of piano in the background. Okay, so here we are. Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Okay then, I think I'm going to go now. So sorry it's been a bit shorter this week, but I think I really enjoy having the discipline of popping in every week to say hello, and it doesn't matter if sometimes it's a bit shorter and sometimes it's a bit longer. So I will see you very soon though. Next week I'll be back, and until then keep yourself nice and busy and take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.